Jellybean, Jellybean. That's the name I picked for you.
Alright guys, this video is going to be talking about improper fractions, mixed numbers, and how to switch back and forth between the two of them. So to remind us about what improper fractions are, they're any fraction where the numerator, the number on top, the numerator, is bigger than the denominator. So the numerator is greater than the denominator, that's an improper fraction. An example is 6/4. 6 is larger than 4, so that is an improper fraction. And what that would look like, so we're going to use bananas instead of oranges this time. What that would look like is if you had your bananas cut into fourths. So I'm going to cut these bananas into fourths. Now, this is not perfect because my pieces are not the same size exactly, and you need that to be fractions, but if we cut the bananas into fourths, okay, and I want 6 of them, all right, 6 of these pieces. So 1, 2, 3, 4, there's 4 fourths, and then 2 more fourths, that's 6 fourths, okay? So that 6 fourths is this right here, all right? That's an improper fraction. It's an improper fraction because our numerator is bigger than our denominator. It's also bigger than a whole. That's a whole banana and 2 more fourths. And if you look over here, we're gonna make an equivalent amount on this plate. So if one child is eating this 6/4, and the other person wants the same amount, that would be a whole banana plus 2 more fourths, right? But so this is equivalent, it's the same amount, but we're gonna call this 6/4, and this we're gonna name as a whole number, as a mixed number. Now a mixed number has a whole number and a fraction. Okay, so that's 1 whole banana and 2 fourths. That's the same as 6/4. So 6/4 and 1 and 2 fourths is equivalent. Okay, so that's a little reminder. Now, if you don't have bananas to cut up, okay, so if we have 6/4 and we don't have bananas to cut up, then we can use math to figure out how to change an improper fraction to a mixed number. Now, when we're going from an improper fraction to a mixed number, we're going to use this fraction bar. That fraction bar tells us we can divide. That really means divide. So 6 divided by 4. 6 goes on the inside. There's our division sign by 4. And I know I can ask myself my 4 facts. So over on the corner, if I'm not sure, I can write my 4 facts. 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 3 is 12. I need to know what 4 fact is going to equal 6 or less. As close to 6 as I can get. 8's too big, so I'm going to use this fact, 4 times 1. So 4 goes into 6 one time. 1 times 4 is 4. And we all remember how to divide, right? We subtract 6 minus 4 is 2. That's my remainder. But if I'm making it a mixed number, this becomes a fraction. The remainder becomes the numerator, and the number I was dividing by becomes the denominator. Okay, so 6/4 is equivalent to 1 and 2 fourths. All right, I do 6 on the inside divided by 4 on the outside. I use my remainder as my numerator and my divisor as my denominator, so I have 1 whole and 2 fourths. Okay, those are equivalent. Now, if we want to go the opposite way, if we want to say 1 and 2 fourths, and I want to know what that is as an improper fraction, I can use the Jellybean method. If you remember, we call it the Jellybean method because it kind of looks like a jelly bean, like that. First, we do the denominator times the whole number. So it's 4 times 1, which equals 4, right? And then that number added to the numerator. So 4 times 1 is 4. 4 plus 2 is 6. There's my new numerator. And the denominator stays the same. So I just changed 1 and 2 fourths into 6 fourths. They're equivalent fractions. When you need this, for example, on page 24 of your packet, Okay, there are some mixed numbers adding together, and it's easier to change them to improper fractions first. So for example, number 6 says 2 3/4. That's the first number you're adding. If you want to change that to an improper fraction, an improper fraction, so right now it's a mixed number, we'd say 4 times 2, which is 8. 8 plus 3 is 11. There's our new numerator. And our denominator stays the same. Okay, so 4 times 2 is 8. 8 plus 3, 11, 11/4. Okay, so that you can rename that from a mixed number to an improper fraction. So we're going from mixed number to improper fraction and back and forth again. Okay, we just did a little lesson on changing improper fractions to mixed numbers back to improper fractions. Because when we change mixed numbers back to improper fractions, it's called the Jellybean Method, we thought we'd have some silly fun with jelly beans. We have these jelly beans that are from the game Bean Boozled, which means the pairs have a yummy jelly bean and a disgusting jelly bean. So Jack and I are going to do the jelly bean challenge. Alright, our first pair looks like this. Oh, you want to do that one first? Okay, our first pair looks like this. And the flavors are either peach or barf. So one of us is going to get peach, and one of us is going to get barf. We're not sure which one is which. All right, pick your jelly bean. Or maybe we'll both get peach. That'll be nice.
Or both get barf.
No, you can't try it first. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1. Oh, I got barf.
Peach!
Oh, do I have to eat it or can I spit it
You
out?
have to eat it.
Oh, wow.
Blackmail kids.
Ugh. I don't think I can swallow it. I need some water. Hold on. Okay. Our next flavor is actually my favorite flavor when it's the yummy flavor. These are either juicy pear or booger.
Don't.
It's like sad.
All right, one is juicy pear and one is booger. I really like juicy pear, so I hope I get juicy pear. No! He's sniffing them. That is not fair. Ready?
Set.
Go. Oh, I got the bad one again.
Oh, gross.
Did you
The bad
too?
one.
I don't think I can eat this one. I have to spit this one out. Oh, I don't think that's even booger. That's like garbage. Ugh. Oh, you ate the whole thing? Good job.
The better one is grass
Okay.
clippings when it's like juicy pear or grass clippings.
All right, last one.
Dog food or chocolate pudding?
All right, dog food or chocolate pudding? 3, 2, 1. I got chocolate pudding.
Woo!
Same.
Oh, we both got chocolate pudding. We ended on a nice note. Hope you enjoyed the Jelly Bean Challenge. Don't forget to use the Jelly Bean Method when you're changing mixed numbers to improper fractions.